Hi, I wanted to circle back thinking on some of the thoughts that were triggered by what Dr. Mellish said. Just for perspective, I'm probably the least experienced person in the room. I've been on faculty for 2 years, but I'm a product of JABSOM, and I was one of John Mellish's students. And I left Hawaii for my graduate medical education, spent 10 years on the mainland, working for 7 years for the federal government, and then came back because, and always intended to come back because of what the educational experience meant to me and what I saw as the mission of this institution. With that perspective, though, and again, coming at it from a very different, I don't have those years of institutional knowledge that's represented in this room, but I do have a lot of experience with complex systems. And an observation that I have is that one of the challenges for disconnects for JABSOM as a unit is that the educational enterprise in medical education is very different. It's a very different animal from what happens in undergraduate education and in general graduate education on a university campus. And that makes it difficult, I think, sometimes for the upper level administration to fully comprehend some of those complexities of relationship and interaction that Dr. Mellish was alluding to, our huge reliance on non-compensated faculty. You know, currently my position is primarily with graduate education for medical students, but it's a totally different model from graduate education on a university campus. As faculty, many of our faculty are part-time and supplement part of their salary comes from their clinical enterprises as well, and that's something that's different. And I think that difference in how things function operationally creates some real challenges where we are disconnected, where there are, you know, I've heard comments in the community about, oh, the doctor teachers at JABSOM are, you know, sort of, they're all spoiled and they make so much money, and, you know, they're always whining and complaining about what they need and all of these things. And I think that kind of reflects some of this disconnect in terms of understanding the enterprise. And I heard some of that in what Dr. Mellish was saying about, you know, that level of understanding. It's difficult, though, in an organization this large and this complex for folks at those levels to really know what all the individual units, what the day-to-day struggles are. Where I have seen, and obviously the federal government has lots of examples of what doesn't work, but there are also some very good examples of what does work in a large, complex organization. And what tends to work, in my experience, is when leadership really takes on that service approach to being a leader, of supporting the needs of the individual units that they might not understand exactly. But when the approach is, how do I provide the resources within the limitations that I have that allow this unit to be the most successful it can be? And if that is the underlying driver, those successful units then function well enough that they attract people to come back from the mainland, to come be here students and pay that outrageous tuition to be here for 4 years and to take on that small mortgage of educational debt that they're going to have to pay for 7 to 10 years to get back on an even keel. But they'll do it because that unit is successful in its enterprise because of folks like Dr. Mellish and all our non-compensated faculty that are contributing, because we've got the resources to engage them.